This video is a service guide for our WD series coils. These are the large heavy-duty coils that are used for demagnetization and magnetization. We're going to remove the coil because we've started offering this kit, which includes the tools you need and a new panel to install on your existing coil. We would get these coils back in all sorts of conditions. People would try to undo these fasteners to take the whole thing apart. And that was one of the disadvantages of this fabricated control box. So we introduced a welded one. Here it is welded. So there's a lot less holes on it. In fact, the only ones you can release are here and the holes there. Okay, so that's a welded panel. We've had these around for about 14 years or so. This coil that we have here is the WDV14, and it was made in 2003, so it's now 18 years old. Okay, so the first thing we need to do when we're servicing coils is to get our larger Allen key. I love T-handles, especially these ones where I can go in and get a good grasp for loosening it, and then I pull the fastener out. And then we can remove this handlebar, and we'll go on to the next one. And you can see, if you look at this handle over here, you see how bent it is. And this coil is used daily by its owner, and he's not particularly gentle with them. So you can see the control housing there. That arm here is bent, so be it. And we take out the other one. Oh, there we are. Lucky I didn't throw this at anyone. Makes a good weapon too. And now we're going to remove the control panel. The control panel is held in by these smaller fasteners. And this is where you absolutely need a long T-handle. So we slip it in, and out comes the first fastener. Who knows? So now we're pulling off all these 1024 fasteners. They're stainless, non-magnetic. And look, only 4 more to go. There we go. Now the panel is free. It's gonna make a liar out of me. Oh, there we are. Yeah. So now we pull the panel out. Lo and behold, it looks like a 17-year-old panel. Now, what do we have to do to take this guy out of here? The only thing we have to do is to disconnect these 2 wires here that are for our coil connection. You can see them right next to the serial number on this guy. So we'll get our handy dandy slot screwdriver and start pulling them out. There we are, 1 brass screw. Now the second one. And now, after many attempts, the second screw can come out again. Don't drop it, it's non-magnetic. Oh, stayed in its connector, good. Now in this type of coil, we're going to have to remember which is positive and which is negative. I remember the red one was over to my left, black one to the right. So when we put the new one back in, we'll make sure we get it the right way. Now we have the control panel power wires to come out. We have this connector here, which is our common. Oh, why am I going to do that when I can go like that? Great. 1 connector. And the other connector here, unfortunately, is a screw. I'm going to remember where they go because there are only 4. Okay, now I have a double there. 1 and 2. I'll take that fastener out. So now Lo and behold, we're gone, and we have the live connector. What could be simpler? Panel is gone, and we're going to put in, again, this is a 2003 coil box. It's straight anodized, straight engraved aluminum. Here's the serial number 103. I went earlier and checked when it was made, and that was 2003. And so yeah, what's changed in it compared to the new one? We have, you see the energized switch here. You see it's a big old clunky old one, and here we have this membrane one that's sealed. That's a nice improvement. But other than that, they look about the same. So it's time to go back in. I'm putting the brass screw back into the receptacle in the coil, connecting to one end of the coil, and now to the other end of the coil. We're going to have to start this faster in here, which is going to be as much trouble as I had last time. But it's going to make a liar out of me. Because there it goes. Okay, and now into the other receptacle. What I'll do is I'll tip down here and show you. We have the other receptacle here. This is the one I just put in, and this wire is going to go over here. Okay, good and tight. Now the panel can go back over. Bingo, it's in. And now we can start putting in our fasteners. And there. Coil is now ready to be tested and go out to the field. Bash up some more. The one thing I didn't cover here are these ID wear bars. They were mentioned in other tutorials, but they will loosen up over time. You would have seen this coil in the demag of a mud motor shot, and you can remember how much it was being slid along and dragged along. But these ID wear bars are simply fastened into this housing. There are fasteners cast in here that go from one side of the control box to the other, and that's what these 1024 fasteners are fastened into. And we have them on each side, so if we want to change or add more ID wear bars, we simply loosen them up, take them out, and put in a new one. They're fairly straightforward to put in. You can see this coil also has ID wear bars on the bottom that get used because people will drag parts through them. Small parts get dragged through on the brass and tend to scratch up a bit. So there's that 10-year-old or 17-year-old WDV14 with an absolutely latest model of control panel. So there you go. Beautiful new coil.